Ice is nice for otters, so there's food inside. There's food for inside the ice. There's 3 cameras that can see it. Got it? See this window there. They freeze food inside the ice. Otters freeze
Hey, girly.
Oh, Ruby?
Jack, come here.
Look at she's rubbing her She scratched it up. They're very interesting.
Yeah, they are.
Well, then imagine them smelling because they're fur. Look at you there. Like, see what are
Us here at the Monterey Bay Aquarium, and you all are here at the right place and at the right time. So just a couple of minutes, we will be joined by some of my friends from our otter care team, and they will be stepping inside the exhibit to do a feeding and training session for our otters this afternoon. But before we get started, just a couple of things. I'd love to direct your attention to the monitors up above the exhibit windows on both the first and second floors. I went ahead and turned on some cameras for you all to give you a bird's eye view of all of the otter action. And for all of my friends that are hanging out with me here on the mezzanine level, especially in front of the exhibit windows, I'm going to ask that we go ahead and take a moment to look around us, make sure we're not blocking the view of any of our fellow guests, especially any little ones or folks in wheelchairs and ADA mobility devices. Go ahead and usher them closer to the windows if you can. We do want to the girls, so start off with the otter on the far right-hand side of the exhibit with Jess. That is our eldest otter, Rosa. She is 24 years old. And on the left-hand side with Melanie is our youngest otter and one of our resident brunettes, Ruby. And this training session will utilize a method called positive reinforcement, which means each of our otters will be asked to do different behaviors during this training session. And if they choose to do the behaviors they are asked, they will be rewarded or positively reinforced with some of their food. And there's one of those behaviors right now. You can see Ruby's being asked to come out of the water and hold her position. And since she did choose to do that behavior, there is that positive reinforcement. And over on the right-hand side with Rosa, you can see that she is getting her tummy checked by Jess. And both of those behaviors are examples of what we like to call husbandry or animal care behaviors. Those are behaviors we ask the otters to do to help assist us with their day-to-day care, because here at the aquarium we want each of our otters to be voluntary participants. And one of the reasons why we do these training sessions is to form those very strong and trusting relationships between our otters and our otter care team here at the aquarium. So you can see that Melanie's asking Ruby to present her paw to her so she can check and make sure that her paws are nice and healthy. And by doing these training sessions, this helps her build a relationship with Ruby. And each of our trainers will work with each and every one of our otters that we have here at the aquarium. And another reason why we do these training sessions every day is because sea otters eat a lot of food. Out in the wild, otters have been known to consume up to 25% of their body weight in one day. And nursing mothers have been known to increase that to 30%. And to put that into our perspective, if we were to eat like an otter, we would have to eat 20 large pizzas or 200 cheeseburgers all by ourselves. And anybody up for the eating challenge? No? Just me. I just got off my lunch break. Oh, there we go. I got a couple hands. But pizza and cheeseburgers are not on the menu for sea otters. Instead, they feed on shellfish and invertebrates out in the wild. So animals with no backbone and a hard shell. And here at the aquarium, we will give our otters a combination of clam, shrimp, and squid. And each of our otters eats about 9 to 10 pounds of food every day. There we see Ruby's being asked to hop up onto the rockwork there, and that's another good place we like to have the otters go to either examine them or administer any care. And you saw that Melanie went ahead and guided her to that rock using what we like to call a target. It's that little blue and white buoy on a stick you saw her holding earlier. And by using that target, we can lead our otters to different parts of the exhibit. You can also see Jesse's using that target as well. So we can use it to lead the otters to different parts of the exhibit and even behind the scenes. But our otters have also been trained to touch their noses to that target, which will allow us to have them hold different positions so we can examine them or administer any care that they may need. And there we go, some more of that target behavior and more positive reinforcement. And there we go, Rosa's over on the side, following her nose with that target. There we go. And you may have noticed that I didn't mention we give our otters clam, shrimp, and squid while they're on exhibit, but you might be noticing that the clam we are giving our otters doesn't have a shell. And the reason is because otters are known as tool users. Out in the wild, otters will use their teeth, their jaws, or even rocks to break open all the hard shells of their food. But here at the aquarium, we learned the hard way that whenever we did give the otters their food with the shell still on, their favorite tool actually ended up being those exhibit windows you're looking through. Yep, they ended up scratching and scuffing that soft acrylic with all of the hard shells, which did make it hard for people to see inside the exhibit. It also made window maintenance very difficult for us. So we learned our lesson and we will give them the soft and squishy parts of their food while they're on exhibit, but we still want them to practice that natural foraging and feeding behavior. So what we will do is we will give our otters something we like to call enrichments. And usually most enrichments are toys filled with all those squishy parts of their food, and that will allow the otters to practice that natural behavior without damaging the exhibit. And there over on the left, you may have noticed that Ruby was asked to kind of hop out of the water a little bit vertically. And that behavior is an example of what we call an enrichment behavior. And there's another one. That one is actually my personal favorite, which is a spin. But just like enrichment items, enrichment behaviors help provide the otters with physical and mental stimulation while they're on exhibit. But by having Ruby practice that scoping behavior, that is actually a natural behavior otters would have out in the wild if they need to assess their surroundings. And all 5 of our otters have been deemed non-releasable by U.S. Fish and Wildlife, but here at the aquarium, they actually have 2 very important jobs. When they're on exhibit like today, they are ambassadors for their species out in the wild. When they're behind the scenes, they will be surrogate or foster moms to any rescue otters that come through our Sea Otter Rescue Program. And Rosa is our eldest, so she has been retired from her surrogacy duties here at the aquarium, but she has helped us raise, in total, 15 pups here at the aquarium. So well done, Rosa. And we do currently have 3 of our other exhibit otters. We have Selka, Kit, and Ivy currently behind the scenes right now working with rescue pups. But if you do want to learn more about our Sea Otter Rescue Program, I highly recommend heading across the way to the auditorium right after this feeding, because at 2 o'clock we are going to be having a showing of Luna, a Sea Otter story. It's 15 minutes long and narrated by one of my fellow naturalists, so I highly recommend it. But you get to learn all about our Sea Otter Rescue Program here at the aquarium, as well as one very special otter named Luna and her journey with us here. So again, it's going to be at 2 o'clock right after this feeding. I definitely recommend it. It's one of my personal favorites. But we're going to go ahead and continue on with this feeding session. And it will continue on just for a little bit longer. We got some more target behavior happening. The session is going to continue on for a little while longer, but for now I'm going to go ahead and hop off microphone. Once again, my name is Ariana. If you do have any questions at all about our otters, the training session, or if you want to know where you can catch more otter fun here at the aquarium, feel free to come on up and see me. I'm more than happy to chat. I'm hanging out on the 2nd floor mezzanine. But if you are ready to move on and continue exploring, thank you so much for joining me.